We're starting early today to make up for all the times I started late. I'm gonna get right into my first set for the back day. Warm-up set here. Pretty good. Oh, I'm gonna hear lots of leaves, I guess. There's blowing in. There's a storm coming. Bunch of tornadoes possible later, so try to get in my workout quick. Maybe my last workout, who knows? But probably not. But today's my first back day using the old Turkesterone supplement, Turk Max from Harder Than Last Time. It's actually, I don't know what it's called. It was called Turk Builder at one point, then Turk Max. Now they have Turk Builder Max, but the one that I got is Turk Max here. So.
Are you doing a live video?
Yes. So that's what we're using. Let me pull up my back day. So my first leg day, I got a new PR, 380 pounds on the leg press for 11 reps, which I just count the weight that I put on it to make keeping track easier. It's actually 60 pounds, I think, is the sled weight, so that makes, what, 440? So that was pretty good. Then 2 days ago, I got a PR on my bench press, 210 for 10, which was pretty cool. And man, my chest is still sore. I did my 5 sets of bench press, 3 sets of dips, and then used this machine here for chest flies for the first time, and I'm feeling it still. So that's always a good sign when you're feeling sore after a workout. But then I'm using my steel row bench for my first exercise. My last workout I have listed in the description, I think it was 155 for 10 is what I got. So the goal, or sorry, not 10, 155 for 15. So I typically, the way I go up in weight is for every 5 pounds, I can probably get another rep. So going up to 100 and, that would be 180, which I don't know. For this, it seems like 25-pound jump's a little much, so I'm doing 20. We're going with 175 after we get this warm-up set here. Honey, can you pull that over that way some? Because I got to use that machine. Just put those over here. We're getting our stuff out from outside so that the storm doesn't blow them away. But I'm going to get my second warm-up set here with 115, then we're going to go up to 175 and see if we can get at least 10 reps. I like doing reverse grip, it's just my preference. I feel it more in my back. Is that birthday girl?
Yeah.
Anna's 8 years old today. Pretty crazy.
No, it isn't. I want to be 3.
Yes, it is crazy. You're 8 already. I remember when you were born.
What?
I remember when you were born. You're the quickest one.
And I want to be 3.
My wife was like, "Oh, I think it's time to go to the hospital, but I'm gonna go get a shower first and get cleaned up." It's like, okay, cool. Then she got out. We started driving to the hospital, and all of a sudden it hit her hard. When I got there, I dropped her off at the entrance, went and parked. When I came in, her water broke in the lobby. We got upstairs, and she pushed that baby out in less than 10 minutes. It was really quick. Oh, money. Hey, bro.
Why would I put this on a wheelchair?
But now she's 8 years old. with some wild hair. We need to get that in a ponytail, girl. Can't even see your face.
Dada.
You want to say hi? What? Be careful you don't hit the, hey, don't hit my computer, baby. Man, it's getting swirly out there. I hope the tornado doesn't touch down in our driveway.
Why? Why would it do that?
Getting swole, that's right, boy. But yeah, so what?
Why are we going to Grammy and Papa's house when it's going to be stormy?
Well, it's safer in a one-story house, and there's more places to park our cars, so if there's a lot of hail, it won't get messed up. Because when hail, it's like big pieces of ice, and when they fall, it's like rocks falling on your car, and it'll put all kinds of dents in it, and it costs a lot of money to fix that. And I don't want to do that.
How would ice fly?
It just happens. Rain freezes. Like the way a storm works, up in really big thunderclouds, there's water falling and there's updrafts, and the water can freeze, and then it hits an updraft and goes back up, and then more water collects and it keeps freezing until it gets bigger and bigger. All right, so my first round of this stuff before the way I'm testing my strength for this Turk Max was I did 155 pounds at the start of my last program with this, with 10 reps. And I kept doing the same way up until the 7th session. I got up to 15 reps. So now I'm starting with this new weight. Hopefully I can get 10 reps. I'm gonna stick with that for the next 7 sessions and see if the progression goes any quicker. And that's how I'm gonna gauge the strength gains. Honey, please, you're gonna bump it. So, 175, first set. Let's see if we can do this. Good. And full range of motion for this, for me to count the rep, is hitting this. Sometimes, I don't know, I pull and it hits kind of hard, so sometimes I don't quite do it. If I don't hit it 2 times in a row, then I'm done. So, counting for 10. These are Bursa grips, which I really like. They make rows and all kinds of back exercises way better. Felt it. Oh, got it. Yep. All right, got 10. So that's the new baseline. That's why I tried for 11. I didn't think I'd get it up, but you know, try it as hard as I can. Which I don't know if that's a bad sign, that I can bench press 210 for 10, but I can only row 175. Because your lats and your back overall is bigger than your chest, so I don't know, maybe I need to put a little more focus on that. I used to be able to bench press more like a squat, which was not ideal. So there's 10 reps, and I just log stuff on my phone. I've got the notes app here. I actually had a company just contact me recently about testing out and being a part of their app, but I was like, I'm gonna have to use it first and see if I even like it, so we'll see how that goes. Man, my garage is like a magnet for leaves. They're just blowing all in here. They can't blow out into the yard. They blow all into here. But oh well. If you're joining in, let me know where you're watching from in the chat. If you've already worked out today, what kind of program you're doing. And if you live in the US, down in the South, if you've already had the storm go through. Because it's supposed to be pretty bad tonight. So hopefully we'll still have a house after it goes by. But I'm not too worried. As long as I have my computer, on my kids obviously, but out on my things. If I have my computer with all my movie stuff we recorded last year, then I don't care about the rest. Hey baby.
You're hot.
Yeah, getting kind of warm. But yeah, over here for the supplements I use, harder than the last time, I've got a code in the description that gets you 15% off. And it helps out the channel, doesn't cost you any extra. I got the vegan protein powder is what I typically have when I want to just drink some protein powder really quick. It doesn't really mess up my stomach like the casein stuff. And creatine down on the bottom, take every day, around 5 grams, 5 to 7 probably. I just do kind of a heaping scoop. And then the hardcore stem pre-workout's what I like to use. I like the tropical punch flavor. And then the Turk Max is on top. I've been taking this as the 4th day now, but I'll tell you what, I almost feel like I don't even need caffeine anymore. The biggest thing I've noticed the last 3 days with that Turk Max is I might still be tired in the morning when I wake up. I haven't had trouble falling asleep like some people have said, but I feel totally awake all day long. Like we worked yesterday helping do some construction work for like, I don't know, 10 hours just about. Doing a lot of concrete pouring and just heavy stuff. And my muscles were tired, my back was sore, which I was kind of wondering if that would affect me here. But I didn't actually feel tired till I was driving home at like midnight. So that's cool. I've been feeling extra awake, which is a nice feeling. All right, let's see if I can get close to 10 again since I got that 10 and a half. See how this goes. So far, like I haven't felt anything in my workouts as far as like with the pre-workout where you might feel, you know, like tingly or something like that. I haven't actually felt anything. Like I felt strong, I guess, with lifting more weight, but the biggest thing I've noticed is just not feeling tired. I guess it's like 8 since the 8th and 9th one didn't hit. I'm gonna drop it down to 165 now for the last 2 sets. Once I have a set that drops below 10 reps, I drop some of the weight off up to 10%. Once I get 10% below my working weight, then it's like, okay, you're done. Weight gets heavy quick. Those first few reps aren't that bad. Am I natural? Yeah, buddy. Except for creatine and the Turk Max that I'm testing out now. The Turkesterone is a natural supplement. I think it's Ajuga Turkestanica or Turkestanica or something like that. I don't know. I did a bunch of research on it. There's some studies that show it can help with muscle growth. So that's what I'm doing this trial to see how it works. And yeah, I mean, it's gonna take probably 3 months as I go through the whole process with what I'm doing and tracking, but I wanna let y'all know in real time what's going on. Yep, I'm 36 years old. 36 and a half, I guess. I didn't really start working out hard like I did on and off from my teens. I used to go to the gym with my dad. And then when I was in the military, I'd start some kind of program and lift hard for like 3 or 4 months, and something comes up, a kid's born or whatever, and I get out of the habit and don't work out for like a year. Then I get into it again for a few months and was never consistent. I would do silly like Men's Health magazine workouts that movie stars did that it's really a joke because they don't do that stuff. And then when I turned 30, I started lifting hard and consistently, like 5-6 times a week, push-pull legs. And 2020, I was like 158, and now I'm around 184. So I put on like 25 plus pounds of muscle slowly over that time. with just training hard, consistently tracking my training and eating, making sure I get enough protein, about 1 gram per pound of body weight a day. And yeah, slowly just gaining weight over time. I've done some bulks and cuts, but I prefer not doing that because you don't really need to. 10,000 steps a day, but gaining weight on rest days. So you're on a cut, doing everything fine. Are you eating the same amount every day, regardless of like rest day or workout day? Because I know some people track their calories, and when a day they don't work out, they might eat less and then eat more on the days they work out, versus are you eating the same amount every day? I can help you out a little better if you let me know that. I'm gonna get this set while you're putting that in the chat, and then I'll get back to you. So we're at 165 now, doing 2 more sets of this, and then going to pull-ups. Trying to get through this relatively quick so we can go do a little birthday party action before the storm. It's about 11. Put that in my phone here. Got that, 9, 11, 165. And my last set, I'm gonna do a drop set here. So 165, and then I'm gonna pull the 50s off and keep going with 115. All right, eating the same amount? No. Well, I mean, I guess, what do you mean by you're gaining weight? Because I've had a guy I was working with before who was obsessed with always seeing the number on the scale. Like, it helps not look at it as a daily thing, like, oh, I gained weight today, oh, I lost weight today, but more like a weekly average. Like, if I'm purposely trying to lose weight, like going to a bodybuilding competition, I'd weigh myself every single day. Then I would take the average of all those weights, so you add them all together, divide by 7, and I would list that, okay, that's my weight for this week. Okay, what happens at the end of next week? And if that is consistently going down, the daily fluctuations don't matter, because I can fluctuate between like 182 and 186 in the morning, depending on how much I eat the day before. It may be a couple days since you've gone to the bathroom, taken a dump. Depending on what you ate, you could have, like pizza we had last night, has a lot more sodium in it, and you hold more water versus if you're eating more clean stuff that's not high in sodium. So there's huge fluctuations that can happen there. So yeah, the big thing is I wouldn't look at it as a daily thing and say I gained weight today, because I literally had a guy who, he was obsessed with a number on the scale, and he would weigh himself every time he ate something. And he got a text one time, he said, I ate 2 pieces of pizza and I gained weight. And I was like, wait, what do you mean? Like, because I thought, okay, well, maybe you're holding more water. And it wasn't that he gained weight. It wasn't like I ate pizza yesterday and I gained weight today. It was I literally ate some pizza and gained weight. I was like, well, food has weight. Like, if I go eat a pound of chicken, I'm gonna literally gain a pound because I eat it until you digest it and it comes out the other end. So, like, when you weigh yourself, only weigh yourself in the morning when you first wake up, go pee. If you need to take a dump, do that. But the same thing, same time. Clothes off or just underwear if you wear the same type of underwear, and weigh yourself. Track it, take the average over the week, and then compare those and not the daily amounts. 220 grams of rice. Yeah, so rice, especially if you're someone who's cutting out carbs, that's another thing. 220 grams of rice, that's half a pound, so half a pound of rice. Your body holds carbs in the bloodstream as glycogen, and for every 1 gram of carb, it holds 3 grams of water. So essentially, if you have half a pound of carbs, you're gonna hold 1.5 pounds of water, so altogether that's 2 pounds that your body's gonna hold in the muscles as glycogen. If you're cutting and you're losing weight, and then you eat more food, all the carbs you eat, your body's gonna replenish its glycogen stores until you get into enough of a deficit where it starts depleting all that again. And you kind of get in this cycle of I'm building it up and then depleting it out. And if you're not eating carbs, like people that do keto, they think it's wonderful because you cut out carbs completely. Like when I do this before a bodybuilding show or a peak week or something like that, I'll lose 5 pounds of water because you cut out carbs, all the glycogen gets depleted, all the water gets depleted, and then towards the end of the process, when you quit drinking water, you eat back a bunch of dry carbs and you get filled up but without the water added, and it makes your muscles like you're dehydrated, your veins stick out, your muscles look really tight, your skin looks really thin because there's no water there, but it's not healthy. That's a problem. But if you're doing that with keto, the same thing happens. You lose a bunch of water weight, and then if you eat some carbs like that or go eat pizza or something that has carbs, you're gonna hold a lot of water because your body's not used to it. So don't worry about the daily fluctuations. Look at it over a week, from week to week for your average weights and see what happens there. All right, last set of rows, doing this. Stripping it down to 115 and keep going, and then we'll go to pull-ups. There are so many leaves in here now. I cleaned all this up before I start. And it's springtime, so why are there leaves here anyways? It's supposed to happen in the fall. There we go. There's my new baseline for the rows for this mesocycle. I'm just going to try to get an extra rep or two, whatever I can get each workout, and see how the progression goes. All right. Next up is pull-ups. See, be looking at that more for weekly weight. Yeah, water fluctuation is a big thing, especially when you're losing weight. And it can be demotivating when you see the scale going down and all of a sudden it stops. Like when I was doing my last powerlifting meet, I was trying to lose about 7 pounds to get to the top of the next lower weight class, see if I could set some records. And I got to 184 pounds. And I was just stuck there for like a week. It just stayed the same. I didn't change anything because I knew how much I was moving, how much of a deficit I needed. And then all of a sudden, like after a week or a couple weeks, I just still keep doing the same thing. All of a sudden it dropped down to like 182, which was the weight I needed to make. And I didn't make any changes, I just kept doing the same thing. But you never know. I mean, it could be you didn't get as good as sleep and you're more stressed and your body holds water. There's just so many things that can play into it. So if you know how many calories you need, you're sticking to that, you're moving the same amount, just don't make any drastic changes because you see the scale stop. Yeah, so 50 grams of carbs, pretty much 3 times that. So yeah, 150, you would add to that 200 total of water. So however much you're eating, if you have a pound of carbs, add 3 pounds of water that your body's gonna hold that. And that's assuming like if you're depleted, which is typically the case if you're in a consistent diet for long term, like you're depleting the glycogen out, especially if you're doing cardio. And then when you eat more carbs, they're gonna be stored in your body initially until you use them again. Which, if you're eating less than you need, it's kind of like a tug of war of being in a surplus and a deficit, because you're in a deficit, then when you eat, you're technically in a surplus at that point, so your body fills it back up. But then as you keep moving and you sleep throughout the night and your body processes all that just to be alive, it starts pulling from that again, and then it could be gone by the time you wake up. So it just depends on what time you eat it and digestion and activity and all kinds of stuff. Like I went swimming for an hour and a half when I was in China a week and a half ago. And I like seeing how these different fluctuations play out. So I weighed myself before I swam. And I didn't pee or anything, because like it's terrible when I get like halfway through a swim, like half an hour, and all of a sudden I have to pee. I'm like, I don't want to get out of the pool, because when I do, I go to the bathroom and come back and it's like I start cramping up. So I don't want to stop. And then I weighed myself before and after, and I was like 2.5 pounds different. And that's probably from all of the carbs I had stored in me, because I'm not in a cut. So it's just like I used up all that as I'm swimming for an hour and a half, and it depleted it. So then as soon as I go to eat, it's gonna build it back up. And people make an argument like, if you do cardio, you're just gonna deplete all that, and as soon as you eat, it's gonna come back up and you're not gonna burn any fat. But that's not how it works. If you're, I mean, it is, but if you're in a deficit overall, you don't have to be burning fat during your cardio. What's gonna happen is you deplete it. Even if you eat it back up, it's gonna get depleted again, and while you're sleeping, your body's gonna be burning fat, because that's all you have left to burn. So as long as you're in a deficit over time, it doesn't matter. You're gonna have to burn fat, because once it burns through the food you ate, the only thing left is fat or muscle. So that's why you gotta make sure you're, get this up here for pull-ups. That's why you gotta make sure that you're training, giving a good stimulus for growth, so that your body doesn't burn your muscle, because you don't want that to happen, and be eating enough protein to maintain the muscle. Okay, so my first set, I don't put any weight on. I still try to do as many reps as I can, so it's kind of like a warm-up / working set, because anything between like 5 and 30 reps, if you're going close to failure, is going to build muscle. So we'll see how many I can get. The most I've done so far is 18 on my first set. So we'll see what happens here. Okay, I probably could have kept doing more, but I don't want to, you know, 19, that's good, 1 extra rep. I don't want to wear myself out totally before I add weight. So that felt pretty good, warming up my biceps, making sure nothing's hurting. Let me see, what we got? What time do you think we need to stop eating? I mean, it doesn't matter. You could eat all the way up till you go to bed. If overall your calories throughout the day are within your calorie limit for losing weight, like say, I need 2,000 calories a day, that's gonna put me in a 500 calorie deficit, and I'm gonna lose 1 pound a week. As long as you're within that, it doesn't matter. You can eat all the way up to bed. A lot of times, I'll eat a bowl of, one of my snacks I like is cottage cheese and applesauce. It's like 230 calories, 26 grams of protein. It's a slower digesting protein to help build, maintain muscle while you're sleeping. I'll eat that like an hour or two before bed. The big thing is, if you're eating too much, like I don't want to eat a big meal, because I tend to get hot if I do that, especially when I'm going to bed. And then it's gonna wake me up and I'm gonna be sweating. And then I don't get good sleep, which is one of the most important things in building muscle. losing fat is getting good sleep. Because your body's repairing itself while you're sleeping. So it's gonna hurt you a lot in the muscle gain department if you're not sleeping well. So just whatever time is good to where you get good sleep, because I've woken up from being so hungry before because I ate like 6 hours before going to bed. I used to fast a lot and I wake up hungry, and that messes up your sleep. But then if you eat too much and you wake up really hot and uncomfortable, that's gonna mess it up. For water, that doesn't really matter because it's more so like, I try not to drink a ton before bed, but I pretty much always wake up to pee almost every night in the middle of the night. But I have no problem going back to sleep. I'd suggest if you do wake up to go to the bathroom, don't look at a clock, don't look at a watch or phone, don't see what time it is. Just literally get up, go to the bathroom, lay right back down. I'm usually out in less than a minute again. So when you start looking at your phone, your brain starts getting turned on, or you see what time it is and think, oh, I only have this much time. Like, it could be 20 minutes before my alarm's gonna go off. If I have an alarm set, I wouldn't know it. I'd fall right back asleep and wake up 20 minutes later and never know the difference. So I would highly suggest not looking at your phone in the middle of the night. All right, so next up, let me write that down real quick. I got 19. Trying to decide if I'm gonna go to 25 pounds for the pull-ups. Yeah, let's see if we can get 10 reps at 25. Why not? Let's lift this up here. I try not to kick my legs up. It's one of the things I don't like about doing pull-ups versus doing like a lat pull down, because with the lat pull down, you're locked in place. When you're doing pull-ups, it's easy to start kicking your legs up. But then I guess you could say that's kind of just like if you're doing a lat pull down and you can't get it quite down, so you swing down a little bit to get it and you're still controlling on the way down, and it's like you're doing negatives. So you could kind of say the same thing with a pull-up. You're kicking yourself up, using a little momentum, and then controlling the way back down. You're still getting some work out of it. We're going with 25 here. Let's see if I can get 10 reps. We'll drop the weight down on the next set. I definitely like lat pull downs better, but you know, you work with what you have at home. This is a lot easier than setting up my pulleys for doing that. That's pretty good. Not too bad. 10 reps. Drop it down now to do 15 pounds on the next set. We'll get 10 and a 5. There we go. Forgot about my water. I'll turn this down real quick. All right, let's see what we got. Thanks very much for the knowledge. Yeah, glad to help out. Yeah, so I mean, when it comes to losing weight, the big thing is stay within your calorie deficit. You're gonna lose weight. No matter what kind of food you eat, you're gonna lose fat. It could be muscle if you got too big of a deficit. I don't suggest more than a pound a week to keep your sanity. But you're gonna lose fat if you're in an easy deficit like that, a pound a week. And you're gonna have weight fluctuations. It's usually water, glycogen, carb store, depending on the type of diet you have. It's not a big deal. As long as you're staying within your calorie limit, on average throughout the week. Track your average weight each week and log that for like, okay, this week was this weight, this week's this weight. Is it trending down? If not, move a little bit more or eat a little bit less, or a combination of both. Yeah, glad to help out. That's what it's all about. That's why I like doing these. The one thing I wish is I could put on music without YouTube demonetizing my videos. So we could have some sweet rock in the background or something, but oh my goodness. The pollen is ridiculous. Man, that stinks. I'm gonna have to, in like a month from now, wipe down all of my equipment. Especially with this wind blowing, even more pollen's getting in. Covering my computer, my phone. What can you do? My lens cap. It's gonna get on my camera lens. Guess it'll be like a yellow filter for the lens. Something different. What are we at so far? 36? Yeah, be done with pull-ups pretty soon. Then I'm gonna be doing a superset of curls. And using this pec fly machine, you can do it in reverse for rear delts, so the back of your shoulder. Before I was using this seal row bench and laying on it and doing dumbbells, which works well because you can't cheat and start swinging it up. But what I like to do for reverse flies the most is that type of machine in a gym, so having one now is awesome. My second go-to is using cables and doing them like that, but it's easy to bend your arms when it starts getting hard instead of just going like that, whereas with this machine you're pretty much stuck straight, so you're in that plane where you're getting the most out of it without cheating. So I'm gonna be doing that now instead of the reverse flies on the seal row bench that I was doing before, which it doesn't really matter for this Turkesterone trial that I'm doing, because the main thing I'm tracking is my first compound lift of each workout, and then just seeing where everything else falls after that. All right, second to last set of pull-ups. Let's go with 15 pounds now. Could have gotten 3 5s and it would be the same size hanging, but you know, whatever. Honey, you have all your stuff packed that Mom said to get?
Yeah.
Okay. Alright. Shoot for at least 10 again here. Man, these Versa grips make such a difference. Not bad. Not bad at all. I'll be doing my last set with no weight again. Just as many as possible. Fix this. Super bright. Should be back tomorrow, so long as power doesn't go out in the neighborhood with the next leg day, so we can compare from my first leg day back on this program, how much of a improvement we get. Plus I was pretty tired on that first leg day and on my chest day, because my last trip, I was all over the place. Alaska, China, Vietnam, Alaska, China, Korea, Taiwan, back to Alaska, traveling overnight multiple times. And I didn't sleep much on the way home. So I waited an extra day and worked out, but I was still feeling tired initially. Got some new PRs, but it felt tough. So now that I'm feeling back to 100% again, normal, I'm hoping we'll see some sweet progress. Let's see, what do we got? I'm gonna go ahead and move this while I'm resting before my last set here, so I can get my curl bench in view. My grip strength is not feeling great right now because I was picking up blocks and setting them yesterday. Just doing a lot of grip work on things. That's why I highly suggest these Versa grips. Like, I don't use them for anything but like back days, but you essentially, goes around your wrist, you wrap it around the bar or whatever. I'm just holding like that, like you almost don't have to grip at all. It just stays in place, locked in, and it works really, really well. It's been a huge improvement on my back days. Get this out of the way. Get this in the way. And I like to do seated incline curls if I don't have some kind of preacher curl machine. Let's move my product placement over here now. Just like that. Turk Max, for those joining, this is what I'm using right now for this trial to see if Turkesterone works. All the supplements I use are linked in the description with a discount code to help you out if you want to try it. The heck do I do to travel that much? I am a pilot, so yeah. I go to lots, I fly internationally, cargo, so I go to a lot of countries. I like going to Europe the most, but this one I was just bouncing around through Asia, which actually, I like Europe better, like the sights and stuff to do there. But I will say Asia, they've got a lot of good breakfast buffets that are included in the hotel, so that helps out with saving money, but also they have fully equipped gyms almost everywhere we go, so I can still get in good workouts. Where some places in Europe, it's like, here's a few dumbbells and a treadmill, and it makes for interesting workouts. Usually I'll go find a gym somewhere and just pay a $15, $20 or euro fee to do it. Which, it makes me laugh. Some people are like, I'm not gonna pay that to go to the gym, but I'm like, dude, you just dropped like 200 bucks on alcohol last night and you feel crappy after it. Why not spend 20 bucks keeping yourself healthy? I'll let you know. That's just me. Ugh. 15, it's not bad. Done with these now. I'm gonna roll right into my first set of curls. Over here, dumbbell curls, because it's light, not a big deal, so why not get started? So 25 pounds. Yeah, that's the reason why. Sometimes it can be tough when you're like tired and you know you're gonna have to fly all night. But I'm pretty good at sleeping now, or at least being able to get a nap. Perpetually slightly tired when I'm on the road, but it works out. So 25s for 15. Ten. Try to leave these here for a drop set later. Get this out of the way. I'm gonna go straight into these reverse flies. This is my first time doing them in a workout. I just got 90 pounds on here, so I'm gonna shoot for 20 reps, see how it goes. Hey. Five. 10. 15.
Oh, I forgot it's on. Hello, people.
20. Yeah, it's starting to feel a little burn towards the end, so not too hard. I'm gonna throw 50 pounds on. See how it goes on the next set.
You throw pounds on?
Huh?
You throw pounds on?
Yeah, I just threw them on there. Just throw them. My hair is getting a little out of control. I need to cut it. I just haven't gotten around to it yet. What are you doing, babe? Are you taking that? Or just leave it. I'll put it in the garage when I'm done. Huh? Don't forget you can throw stuff in the truck too. Man, that really gets the bicep vein going. All right, so the pull-ups. I think I got 12. Yeah. So don't pick your nose or anything. I'm just making sure. So we got 140. So I'm gonna go with 45s on the curls next. The last workout I did, at the end of my last mesocycle was, I got up to, honey, careful. I think I got 15 for my first set on curls with 40s. So I think I can probably get 11 or 12 with the 45, so we'll see how it goes. So I'm gonna do probably the first two sets with 45s. If I don't get at least 10 on the second set, then I'll drop it down to 40s for the last set. Yeah, I just got 3 sets left. But my philosophy with working out lately is minimizing how many exercises I do. So I pick 4 for each leg push-pull day. So for today, pick 1 compound horizontal, 1 compound vertical. So horizontal helps with developing the thickness of your back. Vertical is the width, so you can have the wings. And then doing the secondary muscles, picking a few things, curls, and then the rear delts, because you're still hitting your rear delts and your biceps on everything else, but this is just getting a little extra focus. I've had people ask like, oh, do I need to do like 10 to 20 working sets for biceps and rear delts and all that a week?
Dad, what are rear delts?
The back, so you hit your shoulder, you have the front, the middle, and this back part right here. So that's doing the back part. And kind of, but it doesn't have to be all isolation stuff. So the way I do it's pretty much for every 2 sets of some kind of compound movement where I'm using that muscle, I count as 1 set. So I did 4 sets of rows. I'm still using my biceps, so that's 2 sets there. Then I do 4 sets of pull-ups. That's 2 more sets. I've already gotten like 4 sets of biceps at this point, and rear delts. So now I'm doing 3 hard sets of each. So now I'm up to 7, or even if you count that first set of 20 as a working set, now it's 7 to 8, so we're talking 14 to 16 working sets per week. And it's 20 on the high end, 10 on the low end. So I'm right in the middle of that, and it works for me. I'm not trying to necessarily grow like I'm always trying to grow some, but my arms are pretty big compared to the rest, so I'm kind of just more maintenance volume for them and focusing on like chest and back and trying to get those bigger.
Let's see in the camera.
Hey, big boy. You 10 months old and a half? 10 and a half months? That kid's too cute.
It's Anna's birthday.
That kid is
You
too
tell
cute.
people that sing his birthday.
Yeah, she was out here earlier when we were talking about it. All right, let's see how many curls I can do with the 45s. Honey, you got bread on my... Let's see, how are you gonna do me like that? What's wrong? You make me, I'm gonna have bread on the back of my butt.
I don't even know how I got red there.
Bug's about to go in the house. All right, 45s, baby.
Why are we bringing all these in? Cushion?
Nope, not quite. Wait, what?
No, I never need that pillow or something. Don't usually actually sleep one.
Are y'all not sleeping in bed? There's pillows.
Yeah. Take this off. So but I need that.
All right, that was a bit much.
You want shakes? The one that Dad had using. This green. Oh, that one. The one he's kind of like.
Look out, baby. Don't get near this. If this weight falls off, it's going to hurt. It is. I need to get there, baby. I'll be right back. I got something to say about that weight I just tried.
Why don't you embarrass me?
Five. $15. Felt pretty good still. I'm gonna add another 20 pounds to that. So with the like I was saying, I did 40s for 15. So I was thinking I should be able to do 45s for 10, right? This makes sense. It's only a 5-pound jump. But that's also over 10%, which is actually quite a lot.
Bear me.
So I'm putting these 2.5s on so I can do 42.5 now for the next set. But a 10% jump, that would be like me doing, I did 200 for 12 on the bench press and be like, okay, I'm gonna go straight to 225 and try to do that for 9. It's a pretty big jump. So maybe I was a little more optimistic than I thought. So I'm gonna drop it to 42.5 now. Those micro gains plates are very useful for that. I like doing see, that was 140, now I got 160 over there. I like doing incline curls because it's harder to cheat. Like I was saying earlier, my favorite type of curls to do is get on the preacher curl machine, especially one that can stretch all the way down. Because then you can't cheat. I've seen guys on a preacher curl machine going over like this and then using their whole body. I'm like, what's the point? But when you actually just sit there and focus, it's really good. How about y'all move the bike so you don't knock stuff over? We're gonna keep walking through. Man, so many leaves. This is crazy. Yeah, I love preacher curls. Especially there's a plate loaded one at the gym I go to sometimes. I'll just throw like a 45 and a 25 on there, get like 12, 13 reps, and pull the 25 off and keep going. Feels really good. But I do have the option here, but I'd have to do one arm at a time. Like I've done it over the edge of my bench with one arm. I don't like doing one at a time. Especially you go to failure, like, oh, and it's like, okay, now I gotta do the other arm. And I need to try to match the same number. And it's just more psychologically fatiguing. So maybe I have a weak mind. I don't know. But yeah, so it's kind of how I operate. Yeah, and I typically, when I do preacher curls, I get my elbows more wide. I like the curved handles that are more like this, so I kind of have my arm like this, and it's almost not pulling straight up, but a slight twist, and it doesn't hurt my elbows as much. So I know what you mean though. I've been on certain ones where it's like my elbows are digging in and it hurts, but yeah. My go-to is preacher curls, then these. I'm on 45 degrees for the incline. And then after that, it depends on how I'm feeling. Sometimes I like doing a barbell, sometimes I'll do dumbbell curls standing. All right, 2 more sets. We're almost at an hour here, trying to get done. So we got 42.5 now. I think I'm gonna do my last set with just the 40s. And again with this is my first time using this machine, doing these reverse flies. So I'm trying to figure out what weight works for me. It's kind of a trial session with this. Make sure you shut the door, baby. You good? What'd you do? Did you shut it in the door? In a drawer? What'd you do? When you were doing what? Going to the bathroom? A back bend? Oh, you want me to kiss it? Want me to give you a hug? No? I think mom's inside, baby. Okay. You want to just look at yourself in the mirror? Good. Make sure you shut the door. That 15th one started feeling hard. I'm gonna go up 10 more pounds total, and we'll work with that. Seal out. And then I'm gonna do a drop set on these last two. So this will be this 170 drop down to 120. If you haven't noticed, I like drop sets. Just pushing extra hard on the last set of an exercise, getting a really good pump. Like my veins right now are feeling pretty crazy. I don't know what that's trying to focus on. The bike? I think there's a face on the bike or something. Again, the Supps I use, creatine, pre-workout, protein powders are the main thing, and I'm testing out the Turkesterone, Turk Max on the top. I got links in the description with my discount code if you guys want to try it out. And if you don't, that's cool too. Just want to let you know what I use, because people tend to ask me that. Aside from are you natural, it's what kind of supplements do you use? And those are the ones. I'm not into like sleeping pills and stuff like that because I don't want to get hooked on things like that. I just want to be able to go to sleep like normal. And that's my thing. If you feel like you need sleeping pills to get to sleep, there's probably something else wrong. You should try to fix that first. Like, are you drinking caffeine late in the day? It's keeping you up. Are you watching TV or on your phone when you should be going to bed? Like, wind down from those things. Are you sedentary? Like, if you're just sitting around all day not doing much, or you go to work, that can be mentally tiring. You fall asleep easy. But if you're not pushing your body in some way and giving it a reason to even more to want to sleep, like, I'm ready to go to bed pretty much the end of every day. So push yourself hard, and you'll have a reason to fall asleep pretty quick. Write this down. So I think that was 11 on the curls and 15 on that again. So now we're going 170 down to 120. But first we're gonna do 40-pound curls, drop down to 25. So here we go. Last set of curls, and that's gonna lead into the last set of these reverse flies. I'm feeling quite pumped right now. Five.
Good job, Dad.
Honey, Mom told me to close the door. That's 10. Grab the 25.
seriously?
Connor, Don't talk like that. There's plenty of room in my truck.
Like I couldn't fit all the rest of what I was holding back there.
Feed you. I'm gonna feed you.
Are you feeding? You good?
I'll sing you a song, Dad.
All right. Get this last set. We'll be done with the back day.
Why?
So 170. Let's see if I can get 15 again. Drop. Keep going. Honey, step away from my computer, please. Get back, honey. Felt good. 13. Oh. Yeah, I like that a lot better than the bent over dumbbell flies. So we got 13 and then 12. And that is it for the first back day, pull day, whatever you want to call it. Using the Turk Max, again, I got links in the description. I'm gonna be streaming as many of my workouts as I can. See how much progress I make with this. If it really makes any difference, again, the thing I really did notice right off the bat is that I'm totally awake all day long when I take this stuff in the morning. Just one capsule. So hit that like button, subscribe, let me know what kind of topics you want me to cover in the future ones. See you soon.